So that was the national anthem for Brazil, and now we'll have the national anthem for the Virgin Islands. So that was the national anthem for the U.S. Virgin Islands. And we apologize for the possible technical difficulties that you might have experienced there earlier, but we are live here from the UVI Sports and Fitness Center in St. Thomas in the beautiful Virgin Islands in the Caribbean for this group, this qualifying matchup in the Americas here with Brazil in green. Of course, featuring a few legends that you might be familiar with, including Anderson Varejão, Leandro Barbosa. These are all players making their return to the national team. Actually, Varejão has been quite consistent, been one of the pillars for this national team throughout the qualifiers. As we introduce the referees for the game tonight, Leonardo Damian Zalazar from Argentina, Christian Wilmore from the Bahamas, and Norvar Alfonso Young from the British Virgin Islands. And of course, this Virgin Islands team coming in with 2 wins on their record to go against 8 losses. Those 2 wins coming against the Bahamas in the first round of the qualifiers. There is Leandro Barbosa, a 36-year-old NBA journeyman who this is quite the star-studded roster for Brazil. They're definitely taking this one seriously. They have yet to qualify, so a win tonight would help them qualify, but they want to do more than that. They also have a game coming up against the Dominican Republic, and that's someone that they want to take care of business against as we introduce the starting 5 for Brazil. The young Iago Mateus, Vitor Benita, who plays in Spain, Alex Garcia, the 38-year-old, João Paulo Batista, and then Didi Lozada. That means that Varejão will be coming off the bench. Varejão, 11 points per game to go to his 8 rebounds, almost averaging a double-double, shooting 62% from the field at 36 years of age. This is a very veteran team. Meanwhile, the Virgin Islands is definitely a team to be reckoned with. Despite their 2 wins, they have a lot of guys who've played some serious basketball. Walter Hodge, University of Florida, won a couple of national championships under Billy Donovan, teams with Joakim Noah and Al Horford and so on. Also, Laurent Smith, big man, a lot of chase down blocks on his resume. And then they've got a couple other guys in Giorgio Milligan, who averages 17 points per game. He'll be starting alongside Devin Peltier, Jonathan Gray, Laurent Smith, and the big man, Kidwana Reimer. So this is a team that comes in with Ivan Aska, 12.5 points per game. Walter Hodge, 18 points per game. Giorgio Milligan, 17 points per game. And Jamal Samuel, 16 points per game. That's 4 guys who can get you a basket at any given moment. So Brazil will definitely have to be playing some defense tonight. We'll see if these guys can gel together. Virgin Islands currently ranked 46th in the world of FIBA. Obviously helped out by their 2 wins in the Group D of the qualifiers. There's also a Virgin Islands team that finished 4th in the 2017 FIBA AmeriCup after going down to Mexico in the 3rd and 4th place game. So Again, they're a team that could have some confidence in this matchup. Brazil, obviously, though, playing for a spot. It's anything but guaranteed at this point. And you can see there, Coach Alexander Petrovic making sure his guys are ready.
This way. Now when he starts getting over here, now I jump this way. Open the angle over here for this one.
Meanwhile, William Colon, the coach for the Virgin Islands.
To jump right now. To jump the ball half court. You're going to jump.
Virgin Islands, 72 points per game, which is currently 9th in the American qualifiers. On the other end, Brazil comes in at 72 points per game, so 8th. So both teams just about the same average in terms of points per game. And you'd like to think that whoever can get to around the 60-point mark first will be in the right position to win and close the game out. Of course, Brazil, a lot of veterans. Half the team close mid-30s, we'd say. But that's also the commitment they have to their national team. You can see, despite them being on the, the kind of the declining side of the career in terms of no longer playing at the highest level in the NBA, but they're still playing in their home country in Brazil. Verja leading Flamengo. And still playing for the national team. So you have to appreciate that, not just as a Brazilian fan, but a basketball fan. And you get to see these guys continue to compete together. So there, João Paulo Batista, number 13, getting his debut for the national team. Alex Garcia bouncing back from an injury. Garcia, a bit of a do-it-all player. So we are live here at the UVI Sports and Fitness Center in St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands. Brazil in green, the Virgin Islands in white. It's the American qualifiers. Brazil looking to clinch their spot in the World Cup with a victory here tonight. First shot of the game, no good for Benite. And on the other end, first possession, Virgin Islands going through Jonathan Gray. Here's Milligan. Garcia playing solid defense. Reimer. Ball goes inside to Smith. Goes up, can't finish. And out of bounds, back over to Brazil. So neither team able to score on their opening possession. Here's Mateus, 5'9" guard running the show for Brazil. Benite again. Here's Garcia, strong drive taken away by Reimer. Quickly the other way. Peltier, long distance, no good. Rebound Batista. Brazil looking to push the tempo. Mateus, no numbers, still managed to get inside. And they decide to pull it back out. Mateus over to Garcia. The extra pass, three-pointer on the way. Too strong that time. Luzada unable to knock down his first attempt. Milligan driving kick. Peltier, strong take. Able to finish through contact for the first bucket of the game. Devin Peltier. And back quickly. Again, Mateus really pushing the tempo. Garcia, that unorthodox three, knocks it down. And the trailer top of the key. Three-pointer for Garcia, who puts Brazil up one with their first field goal. There's Milligan. Benite dripped all over him. They go inside. Reimer trying to use his side. Finds the glass. Nice touch. And Kidwana Reimer, 40 years old, debut in the American qualifiers. It's never too late to get in on the World Cup journey. As Garcia, no closeout, takes a shot. Nice rebound and put back. Didi Luzada showing off the athleticism. The 19-year-old, keep your eyes up for him, 6'5". Just snatched the ball out of the air, and the second jump for the putback. Here's Gray. Finds space, top of the key, three. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Gray. I'm telling you, there's some scores on this team. Batista. Here's Benitez. He'll take the three, and he answers with a three-pointer of his own. And now the offense starting to really open up here. Peltier over to Smith. Smith doesn't really look for his offense too much. And here's Milligan, a nice spin to the left hand. Another nice finish from the former Franklin and Marshall guard. Garcia can't quite handle the pass and looked like it bounced out of bounds. Benitez keeps the possession in, turns the corner, pulled up from the elbow, soft touch for the mid-range jump shot. Benitez showing off the long distance and the in-between game on that one. Here's Peltier. Gray, little pick and roll, but Reimer didn't roll. And Peltier with the long two. And we've seen different guys now get buckets for the Virgin Islands, as we've exchanged leads already a couple of times here in the early minutes. There's Iago, who throws it away. Little miscommunication there with Benitez. So Reimer checks out of the game, and I'll bring in Jamal Samuel. Samuel has played 6 games so far for the Virgin Islands in these qualifiers. And when you can bring 16 points per game off the bench, you know you've got some firepower. Peltier making his debut for the team. Milligan looking for Samuel. Samuel, a bit of a stretch for 6'9". Nice pick and roll action. Smith, went for the dunk, but a little bit too far out. Definitely would have been a highlight. And here's Didi. Couldn't quite get the pass into Batista. And it's another turnover for Brazil. So obviously Coach Petrovic going with a different lineup here to start this one. No Barbosa and no Verjao in the starting 5. Samuel, he'll look to attack Garcia. And Garcia pokes it away. Chance here for Iago. Kicks it out. Benitez, spot up 3. Nothing but the bottom of the net for the Brazilian this time. And this is definitely going to be an exciting game here in St. Thomas. Samuel couldn't get away with the travel. Went for the pass and then decided to dribble, but his teammate cut, so at least had a turnover. Here's Benitez. Garcia on attack mode and high off the glass over the outstretched arm to Samuel. And once again, Alex Garcia, very efficient player, 59% shooting from the field, though just 14% from 3. Here's Samuel, can't answer. Smith on the boards, and a chance here for Didi. Iago between the legs pass. Benitez couldn't finish the highlight play, but here comes Milligan, Giorgio Milligan. And he knocks down another mid-range. So you can see the fans here in the University of Virgin Island gym. And a chance to see some former NBA stars and some veterans. There's Garcia. Batista on the glass, can't keep the ball over to Brazil. So we'll have substitution as Rafa Mineiro checks in for Batista. Mineiro, 10 minutes, 2.4 points per game in his 5 games so far. Samuel and Milligan again seem to be a little bit out of rhythm. Here's Milligan, nice little hesitation to the left, can't finish. Benitez to rebound. Brazil looking to run. All 5 guys. Iago catch and shoot 3. Nice looking for him, but No good. Gray the rebound. Gray throws it away. Benite, anticipation. And, the chase down by Smith, but they're going to call it goaltending. Didn't get it in time. So Smith, who is quite adept at the chase down block, just 1/10 of a second too late on that one. And Benite gets another 2 as he checks out of the game. Benite now already with 9 points. Benite still in, actually guarding Milligan. Here's Amir Nesbitt, 17-year-old, over to Samuel, short on the 3, and a good box out by Didi to prevent Smith from getting the rebound. So checking into the game number 4, Amir Nesbitt, 6-foot guard out of Newport News, Virginia. 17 years old, but he's got the Virgin Islands citizenship. And making his second appearance as Garcia rises over LeRon Smith. That's LeRon Smith's brother, LeRon Smith, 6'9" center. Couldn't prevent the jump hook. Here's Nesbitt. Kicks it back out. Milligan wants a high pick and roll with Samuel. A little half Euro step, gets his own rebound, and the putback. Strong finish from the 6'2" guard, and quickly the other way. Oh, nice block by Nesbitt, who goes crashing into the boards. Tremendous hustle. Nesbitt able to prevent Garcia from getting the layup. Milligan, Benite, solid defense. Milligan taking it as a challenge, driving kick. Peltier. And Samuel now as Nesbitt, extra pass. Milligan for 3. Oh, yes, sir. Ties the game at 18. And you can sense the Virgin Islands growing in confidence with every made shot. We'll see how long they can keep it close for, as Garcia constantly trying to bully his way. And you can see the size on Garcia. Only 6'2", but plays a small forward. You don't see that too often, as Marquinhos checks in. So Marquinhos, another veteran, 34 years old, a teammate of Verjal's at Flamengo. The foul will go against Milligan. So Garcia will take the first 2 free throws of the night. And I guess we're just going to leave that sign down on the baseline. Garcia with the patient free throw technique, and it pays dividends as he swishes the first attempt. So Aubrey Daniel just checked into the game, number 8 there in white for the Virgin Islands. And we can expect some lane violations if Garcia takes a lot of free throws tonight. Makes both. Now Rafa Luz also in the game, number 5 for Brazil. The backup point guard. Samuel with the handoff. Oh, good defense from Garcia as LeRon Smith was looking to drive. They call the foul on Alex. A little conversation between the two. So Nesbitt will inbound. The Islanders out of a box set. And good pressure from Brazil forced them near half court. Here's Samuel looking to isolate. A couple in and out dribbles. And again, a tough shot there for Samuel. Garcia throws at the legs of Minero. Extra pass. Look who's in. That's Barbosa on his first touch. looking to get to the basket. Barbosa, who's always had that long quick first step, able to get into the lane at will throughout his career. You saw it again there. So Barbosa will head to the free throw line, I believe. Gets by Nesbitt. Takes it 2 long steps. Barbosa, who's making his 6th appearance in the qualifiers here for the FIBA World Cup. 23 minutes a game, 14 points per game. The 2nd leading scorer for Brazil. And he connects on the first one. Barbosa, of course, who made quite the name for himself in the NBA. First with the Phoenix Suns, and eventually winning a title with the Golden State Warriors. Couple stops in between as well. Very prolific player throughout his career. Average double figures, and he gets his first 2 points from the foul line here tonight in the Virgin Islands as Samuel takes another, what I'd call a tough shot, but of course Leron Smith on the glass to clean up the mess. And Smith with the offensive rebound, put back, cuts the deficit back down to 2. Here's Barbosa, top of the key, high pick and roll. Final, and they're going to call a carry, which is something, bit of a controversial issue throughout Barbosa's career. It was often thought that he would palm the ball, but rarely did they ever call it. And there, Petrovic can't quite believe it. It's one of those do you not know who this is moments. But that was a carry. Barbosa putting the underhand of his hand under the ball. So, final possession. Daniel looking to go all the way and can't finish. A little collision. And at the end of the first quarter, Virgin Islands playing Brazil tough. Brazil just up 22-20 after the first 10 minutes. As a couple players wanted to speak with the referees, it seems, but we have to say that Virgin Islands have to be quite happy with this start. So make sure you check out the FIBA World Cup Qualifier app on your smartphones. You can get all the highlights, updates, scores, and stats. And as we look at the first quarter stats, you see the Virgin Islands able to do a little bit of inside-out action to keep this one close as we check out some of the highlights of that first quarter. And of course, we should mention that these two teams did not play back in September. There was a bit of an issue travel-wise for the Virgin Islands on their way to Brazil for their game, so it ended up in a forfeit victory for Brazil, which in the record books will go down as a 20-0 win for Brazil. Virgin Islands obviously had to apologize for their absence, if you will, pay a fine, but this is the first time these two teams face off, so a little bit of unfamiliarity, if you will. And one thing that the Brazilian players knew was that the Virgin Islands team was going to be physical and athletic, and that's what they've been able to do here so far tonight. So I'm sure Coach Collin has to be quite happy with the start. And here's Milligan, kick out to Peltier, short on his three-pointer, but another offensive rebound. This time Milligan, tough fadeaway, and rebound goes over to Monero. The pass from Luce up ahead, Marquinhos leaves his feet, almost throws it away, gets it back in the corner, spot up three, knocks it down. Marquinhos, his first basket of the night. And it's a three-point variety. Marquinhos Sousa, 15 points per game in his 2 appearances as the long three. Wow. Nice looking shot from Jonathan Gray. Gray, who had only scored 3 points in his first 2 games, so already exceeded that amount considerably here tonight. We still haven't seen Walter Hodge for the Virgin Islands. It's Barbosa short on his mid-range. And in the game for Brazil is Lucas. That's him here. His three-pointer. A little long for the 6'9" small forward. Milligan, nice little hesitation, dribble, and one opportunity as he froze the defender with the hezi and got into the lane and absorbed the contact to tie this one up at 25. You see there it's Barbosa who tries to reach in from behind and commits the foul. So Milligan already with 11 points on 5 of 9 shooting, also 4 rebounds for the 6'2" point guard. Makes that 12 points. You've got to like the aggressiveness as well. So Virgin Islands back up 1. Again, Brazil has to win to qualify for the World Cup, and it's a turnover. Smith the steal. Peltier, he'll take a long three, knocks it down, and that's straight out the playground. Devin Peltier with a couple between the leg dribbles. Barbosa looking to respond, and he throws it away. Smith another steal, and he decides to throw it back out to Reimer, who slows it down through Milligan. They look to run a little offense. Peltier over to Reimer, the soft hands, but it's taken away by Luz. 3-on-1 here for Brazil. Marquinhos, left-handed, smooth dunk there, but Marquinhos really ran the wing well. And Marquinhos Sousa now with 5 points. So Brazil, despite the older age, showing the willingness to run there in transition, especially off a turnover. Smith taken away, but good hustle by Smith to get it back. Peltier kick out. Shot clock never reset. And that's it's debatable. It looked like Brazil had the ball, took a couple of dribbles. The shot clock never reset. And that's what usually the home court advantage would be for, as Amir Nesbitt back in. So Peltier getting a little word of encouragement from Cologne. Loose inside of Marquinhos, has a mismatch over Gray, and he'll head to the free throw line. So Marquinhos Sousa has had a nice impact since checking into the game. These will be Brazil's 5th and 6th free throws. They've yet to miss one. You see that Marquinhos wasting no time on the catch. Didn't wait for the double team to arrive, just attacked the basket and misses the first free throw. So again, no Varejao as of yet. Varejao gave a really candid interview ahead of these matchups in the final window about how badly Brazil wants to be in these international competitions. So we'll see if he makes it to the court here tonight. Meanwhile, Gray and Nesbitt. Nesbitt, a nice little dribble, but short on the runner. And the possession will stay with the Islanders. 8 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Colin calls out the play. And it's going to be Reimer with the long two. Kitwana Reimer, who's shown the soft touch on both of his shot attempts. Reimer, who plays for Bucaros. Here's Luz. To Minero, goes reverse, but Smith was there to challenge. And then Reimer pulls it away. Milligan looking to go. Oh, what a move! Oh, the chase down block. Barbosa, and it could be a 4-point swing opportunity here. But what a sequence of events. First, a spin move to elude the 3 defenders. And then the chase down block by Minero, I think. So, see there, Milligan with the spin, and then Minero timed it perfectly and spanked it off the backboard. Now Barbosa back down the other end. Again, they don't call him the blur for nothing as he hits the first free throw. So Barbosa looking to stay perfect from the free throw line. And all 4 of his points have come from the charity stripe. 31-30. Virgin Islands still enjoying a 1-point lead here as we approach the midway point of the second quarter. Nesbitt wants the high screen from Reimer. Picks up his dribble. Milligan, 5 on the shot clock. He's got to go. Good defense from Barbosa. He skids him. And a tough shot contested there well by the Brazilian defense. Marquinhos isolated with Reimer. Will take the long 2. Not the best shot. Nesbitt the board. Looking to come back the other way. Nesbitt still a junior in high school. And he'll step into the 3 a little bit too long. Here's Luz. Oh, nice dump in pass. And Nesbitt, no choice really but to foul Marquinhos, who saw that he had the height advantage over Nesbitt and just ran straight to the rim and sealed the defender. You can see it right there above the semicircle. And that's a veteran play from the 6'9 Marquinhos. So Vitor Benitez back into the game. Jamal Samuel will also check back in. Samuel looking to get his first field goal. So far, 0-4 from the field. And Marquinhos knocks down the first free throw. So 31-31. And it's going to give it to the friendly bounce, gives Brazil back the 1-point lead. Here's Samuel. And almost boxes the handoff with Milligan, but fortunately, Milligan gets inside, and a foul will be called on Minero, as Smith will head to the free throw line looking for his first 2 points, or first point for that matter. So you see here Milligan with a nice pass, drew to the help defender, and wrapped it around his body. Smith had the hands somewhat ready. So LaRon Smith, who has made somewhat of a name for himself on social media with the life of an overseas basketball player, as Marquinhos might commit a lane violation, but they don't call it. So 0 for 2 that time for LaRon Smith. Barbosa gets inside again, and lefty finish for Barbosa. Always so crafty with the footwork, but also the angles, and always had that kind of quirky spin on the ball. Milligan, nice in and out dribble, lobs it up to Smith, who will be a kick ball there. You can see Milligan and Smith having a little bit of that chemistry. This is their 8th game together in these qualifiers. They are 2 of the 3 most experienced players alongside Walter Hodge. Samuel looks to drive and can't finish again. This is on rebound, though, inside to Smith, who elevates for the two-handed flush. And Smith with his first field goal. The nice pass from Samuel, who's rewarded for the hustle. Barbosa looking for that gap. Gets inside, lofts it up, no good. Monero battles with, and that's Gray, I believe. Jump ball on the rebound. So you see there again, Smith with the dunk. Barbosa again inside, nice find. Monero got bumped by Smith, and he'll have to earn him from the free throw line. So Yago checks back in. Yago just 19 years old, but already his 8th game in these qualifiers, averaging about 14 minutes per game. Also shooting 39% from 3. So both free throws knocked down by Monero. Here's Gray now for the Islanders, who are just down 3 as we get closer to the halftime break. And just falls to the ground. Barbosa in transition. Just a hang time on the layup, and that's going to lead to the timeout as turnovers lead to another easy basket for Brazil. And Virgin Islanders just cannot afford that. It's already the 6th fast break point. Virgin Islands none so far. It's also an 11-3 advantage on points from turnovers for Brazil, as they now have their biggest lead of 5. They've already had 12 lead changes in the game, so definitely been more contested than a lot of people might have expected, but that's a testament to the level of basketball in the world right now. Brazil obviously developing into somewhat of a South American powerhouse. Meanwhile, Virgin Islands here in the school gym, able to keep up with these athletes. You see there the points from turnovers on the screen.
Okay, now this one gonna be you. We're gonna pick for the other one. This one going this way.
You see there the bench points in favor of Brazil, 18-2 already. A lot of that obviously thanks to Leandro Barbosa with his 8, but also Marquinhos with his 8 points, and then Monero, the other player on the bench, to score. But you heard there Petrovic coaching in Spanish. Of course, Brazil, in Brazil they speak Portuguese, so you gotta love the international flavor of the national team. So here's Pelletier back in the game for the Virgin Islands, running the point guard roll, the double high screen. Samuel goes at Yago, and this time the runner drops for Jamal Samuel. Again, Brazil looking to push even off of a make. Seen it a couple of times already. Marquinhos looking for the high-low pass. Batista posting up hard, spins off the defender. And Smith still a little bit too small there for Batista. Looking to front. And again, they run the double high screen. This time Pelletier refuses it. Takes a tough 2. Tapped out nicely by Smith over to Milligan. And Milligan, the ball poked away by Benitez. Gets it back. Shot clock starting to wind down. Crossover. Half spin. Step back. Tough shot. Rebound Marquinhos. Yo. Iago pushing it, driving kick. And Barbosa with the corner three off the nice transition pass by Iago. And Barbosa now in double figures with 11. First player in double digits. Another tough shot by Samuel. And then the ball hits him out of bounds. And you can hear the frustration. Samuel quite off balance with a few of his shots. So now all of a sudden Brazil up 8. They run the baseline screen. Batista through contact. And Smith picks up another foul. So Batista will head to the foul line. And it's actually going to be LaRon Smith's first foul. So Batista at the line, no good on the first. Brazil now already with 14 free throw attempts as Batista knocks down the second. Virgin Islands just 1 of 3 so far. And here's Iago putting the pressure on the backcourt against Peltier. Peltier with the double high screens again. Oh, the spin, and then, oh wow, no foul called. So ball out of bounds, stays with the Virgin Islands. Take another look here. Goes right at the big, and a lot of arm on that swipe there. And a push off. So you can see LaRon Smith looking to find room there. Timeout on the floor. So Virgin Islands find themselves down 44-35 to Brazil. They'll definitely want to keep it in single digits.
I'm trying to pivot, but he's like, God damn, I'm standing up. We're going to go cheer, okay? They don't respect them. That's it. That means we're going to play whatever, okay? Okay, listen up. You're going to go
you see the three-point shooting. Virgin Islands needs to take more threes, given their ability to knock them down here in this one. What you got to like about these guys, again, they've played quite a few games together. So there's a comfort in kind of talking to each other honestly about kind of the poor possessions they've had, because they really need to execute if they're going to try to take down this Brazilian team. See the leaders for Brazil, Barbosa, 11 points. Of course, coming off the bench. 3 of them off that corner 3. Off the pass from Iago. Iago, who had a season high 6 assists. Qualifying high, 6 assists and 3 steals in the first game for Brazil in his national team jersey. Quite impressive. Here's Milligan, shot clock at 5. A nice block from Barbosa. Smith doesn't recognize the shot clock, and it's going to be a turnover. As you saw Barbosa able to get the block on Smith. So of course there is a LaRon Smith, number 12 for the Islanders, and then 15, LeRon Smith. They are twin brothers. And here's Samuel, who almost gives it back. LeRon Smith inside to LaRon Smith. Kick out 3, Peltier, no good, but right there for the tip is LaRon Smith. And Rodney Smithers with the put back tip. Smith, who comes in with 5 rebounds on average. Barbosa too strong with his three-pointer. Marquinhos at the right spot for the rebound. Barbosa again, and can't split the difference, so he goes 0 for 2 on that trip. Milligan tries to get it inside, but it's poked away by Barbosa. Barbosa's always played bigger, or should I say taller than his 6'3". As he matches up with LaRon Smith at 6'9", and it's thrown away there. Miscommunication, Peltier and Samuel. And we're going to have a timeout on the floor. So, the last minute here of the first half, Brazil with a 44-37 lead. Brazil currently holding the Virgin Islands down to 41% shooting from the field, while shooting 48% themselves. They've had the advantage from the free throw line, 12 made free throws to just 1 for the Islanders. They've gotten 4 assists from Benitez, 4 rebounds from Sousa. Meanwhile, the Virgin Islands 4 of 8 from 3, but just 12 of 31 from inside the arc. And Milligan clearly doing it all so far, leading the team in points, rebounds, and assists here in the first half. Giorgio Milligan, again, who played at Franklin and Marshall, small school in Pennsylvania, and then actually won a championship with the Escazú. Escazú team over in South America, in Costa Rica, obviously in South America. Milligan, who last year was the Interperformances Player of the Week with Escazú, as Marquinhos knocks down another three-pointer from the corner. And Samuel looking to answer with a quick three. No good. Smith called for the foul, a loose ball foul. And that's going to be 2 free throws for Marquinhos without even having to touch the ball. As I was saying, Milligan was the leading scorer last year in the Costa Rican League, 22 points per game. So very prolific offensive player. You see there Smith with the push-off on Marquinhos, who will be in double figures, I believe, after this free throw line trip. He's already in double figures with 11, but he has a chance to be the leading scorer if he's able to convert a free throw. So 22 and a half seconds left. Kidwana Reimer also comes back into the court. And again, rattles in and out for Marquinhos, much to the delight of one fan. And Marquinhos knocks down the second one. Now we're going to see some backcourt pressure from Brazil, and it leads to a steal. Garcia can't finish. Then Marquinhos can't get the putback, but another chance here for Brazil. The extra pass. It's a three-pointer by Didi. And Didi Luzada, who has looked really nice in his limited action. Brazil with a couple of fouls to give, so no basket there. Nice shot by Peltier. You see the frustrations. They threw the ball away against the press. The extra pass from Garcia, unselfish play. And 19-year-old Didi Luzada plays for França club there in Brazil. Will give and go. Milligan for three. No good. And as the buzzer sounds, Brazil will go into the halftime break up 14, 51-37 advantage here for Brazil over the Virgin Islands. Anderson Varejao yet to take off the warm-up top. Meanwhile, Virgin Islands, after a very hot start, cooling off during the second quarter. Brazil, 29-17 advantage in the second period. And you see the stats. Virgin Islands struggling from 2. Pretty consistent from 3, though. Meanwhile, Brazil getting to the free throw line, and that's pretty much the difference. Plus 12 from there. Rebounding numbers, 15 to 8. Okay, not too bad. Pretty even. 13 assists to 5, though. Virgin Islands really relying on that isolation play and making plays off the dribble. Obviously, Brazil running more of a pass-heavy offense. And, of course, when you play off the dribble, you're liable to get a lot of turnovers. And it's led to some transition points for Brazil. But that's kind of the Virgin Islands' point of attack, it seems like. The pick and roll and the penetration. And we'll see if they're able to make adjustments in the second half. Currently down 14. Meanwhile, elsewhere in Group F, Canada with a dominant effort so far against Chile. They're up 61-35 as that game nears the end of the third quarter. And we'll check out some of the highlights of the first half action. And of course, Canada has already qualified out of Group F for the FIBA World Cup alongside Venezuela. Meanwhile, Brazil looking to get that third spot to clinch. Dominican Republic on their heels, 6 wins and 4 losses. And then Chile, Virgin Islands have both been eliminated. Meanwhile, in Group E so far, Argentina and the USA already have qualified. And then Uruguay and Puerto Rico will have a chance to get to that third spot. And then, of course, the best 4th place team also qualifies. But Brazil adamant that they want to do that sooner rather than later. So we'll be back very shortly for the second half action. Make sure you tune in. Stay tuned in, I should say, as we're sure to have 20 more exciting minutes of basketball coming here soon. So welcome back to the UVI Sports and Fitness Center here in St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands. This is Group F matchup of the FIBA World Cup qualifiers in the Americas, where we have the host, the Virgin Islands, ranked 46th in the world of FIBA with their 2-win and 8-loss record, facing off against one of the premier teams in the world in South America, especially number 12th ranked Brazil. 7 wins and 3 losses for them in their 10 qualifying matches. They started 4-0. They went 5-1 in round 1, only losing to Venezuela. And they've subsequently lost to Canada twice in the last 4 games. So it's had a couple of rough spats. And, you know, Anderson Varejao talked about how this qualifying campaign is quite long, has a lot of ups and downs, but it brings you much closer as a team and as a program, really. So obviously it's one of the first times that, well, it is the first time that the qualifying for the World Cup has been done in this manner, and it's been really great to see all these, you know, home fans, really local fans, getting a chance to see their basketball heroes play competitive, meaningful basketball, as everyone kind of wants those coveted spots in the World Cup. So this will be the last chance Brazil have in the qualifiers to determine where they qualify. Obviously, the seeding does matter. You want to have a high seed. You know, they have this game tonight here in the Virgin Islands, and then they play again against the Dominican Republic in Santo Domingo. And they need to win one of those 2 games. They're on a right path here tonight. Currently, still haven't had a double-digit lead. And the Croatian coach, Alexander Petrovic, really decided to bring back his veterans, Garcia, Barbosa, Varejao, who we haven't seen yet, Marquinhos. So we're ready for the third quarter. So third quarter action back here at the UVI Sports and Fitness Center in St. Thomas. And that's Devin Peltier running the point guard, and it's a turnover on the opening possession of the half. And you can see Milligan with a confused look. And clearly, teammates not on the same page on that one. It's the 10th turnover of the night for the Virgin Islanders. Here's Iago, a quick point guard. Nice soft pass inside, but Batista can't finish in traffic. It's taken away. And once again, Didi Luzada, who's been really, really impressive tonight, seems to make a play with every touch. And then, wow, the steal by Reimer, Kidwana Reimer, able to poke the ball away from Alex Garcia. Here's Reimer at the high post. Milligan, between the leg crossover, finds Reimer. He's knocked 2 of those down, but he can't knock the third. Didi gets the rebound and pushes. Oh, the nice pass fake and the eventual pass fake, Iago. And that's what a point guard's supposed to do. Breaks down the defense, draws the defender, and then dumps the pass off to Garcia for the lane. And it's now all of a sudden a 16-point lead for Brazil. Peltier at the elbow finds Laron Smith. Jump hook, no good. Iago the rebound. Again, looking to push. And with Luzada 19 and Iago 19, the future looks bright for the Brazilians. Batista over to Garcia. Oh, nice block by Milligan. Swats it away. Times it beautifully. Peltier transition 3. And it's end-to-end action here for the Virgin Islands. And let's see if that's able to spark some momentum for the Islanders. Peltier now in double figures with 10. And the lead's back down to 13 for Brazil. Again, the Virgin Islands have shown the capability to knock down the outside shot, and an offensive foul. So good defense. Peltier held his ground. Batista bulldozed him over. And he gets called for the offensive. But you see it right there. Peltier taking one for the team. So again, Brazil showing the pressure in the backcourt. It's led to a couple of turnovers. Luzada is the one matched up on Peltier. See him low in his stance. Oh, the driving kick. Luzada lost Peltier momentarily. It's back-to-back trays for Devin Peltier. The 31-year-old making his debut with the team. Yago spins. Nice pass to Batista. The drop-off as he was falling to the ground, but Batista can knock down the elbow jumper. Peltier, quick first step. And they're going to call a foul on the ground. You can sense Peltier's confidence growing with each possession. And foul's going to go on Didi Luzada. Monero checks back in. In the corner, Garcia pushes. Oh no, they'll call out of bounds. And Peltier can't believe it wasn't a foul. Looked like he got pushed out of bounds. Referee deemed that he just didn't hold his ground. So Peltier now leads all scores with 13 at the moment. Benite can't knock down the three. There's Peltier again, trailing Reimer over to Gray. Nope. Inside to Laurent Smith, who drives baseline and draws a foul. Garcia again just 6'3", but plays that kind of small to power forward positions. So Marquinhos back in, replacing Garcia. And they try to run the back screen out of the baseline out of bounds, but it's read by the Brazilian defense. They'll try it again from the other side. And this time it's a turnover. So we've seen there the lack of, I don't want to say execution, but focus that leads to these turnovers for the Islanders, giving Brazil more opportunities. They had a chance to get it back under 10. Now Yago, Marquinhos, a little pump fake, step back over Smith, short. But Monero chases down the rebound. Marquinhos, driving kick, Luzada again. He's been on fire here tonight. Luzada with 11 points on 4-6 shooting. It's his second three-pointer. Well, never mind, that's his 8 points, but it is his second three-pointer. So Luzada with 4 rebounds also. Here's Yago. Can't make it. Consecutive threes for Brazil. And the battle for the rebound ends up with Smith and Monero duking it out. Possession arrow towards Brazil. See there, Ronnie Smith. And Yago, who hasn't scored but does have 4 assists. Hesitation dribble, and it's going to be a foul on Reimer. See the little hesitation dribble, and Reimer can't quite stay in front of Marquinhos. Oh, nice little play out of bounds. Frees up Benite for 3. And he gets enough room to knock down his second three-pointer of the night. He's got 12 points now, double figures for him. And then Yago forces a turnover. Marquinhos 3-on-1. Yago the lob. Didi Luzada the dunk. And the two 19-year-olds, the future of Brazilian basketball, connecting on that fast break. Iago to Lousada. And all of a sudden, it leads back up to 18, just like that. It was at 10 moments ago.
I know. I can't move. Okay. Next one. Okay, listen up. Hey. Let's go with a stack.
You see there, two players in double figures. They're not getting much help. Starting backcourt.
They're going to be here.
Y tú estás con 5 y tú estás con 7. Todo el mundo, rebote y a poner. Pero penetrando, dividir. Muy buen trabajo, Marquinhos. Dos pases y ya
You
tenemos.
see there are four players in double figures for Brazil. Coach Petrovic explaining that their defense needs to just focus on number 5, number 7. And that's obviously Desmond Peltier and Giorgio Milligan. Taking another look at the alley-oop. Iago to Lousada. Was able to elevate. So Iago, that gives them now 5 assists, just 1 turnover, and a plus 16-point differential. Marquinhos with the highest point differential, plus 22. At the end of fast break points, I don't think it's been updated. It should be more than, 11-3. And the points from turnovers, also a key stat. They run the UCLA screen. Milligan, a little hesitation dribble, gets to the reverse and draws the foul on Marquinhos. But Brazil, as I mentioned, have a 22-8 advantage on points from turnovers, as well as 13-10 advantage on second chance points. So just more opportunities being converted. And Milligan hits the first free throw. Milligan's a little bit, it's been quiet since that first quarter. Also, only 4 bench points for the Islanders, already 25 for Brazil. As Milligan knocks down both free throws, now has 14 points on the game. Here's Lousada. Pull up 2, no good. The tip by Benite keeps the ball possession alive. Iago, behind the back pass. It's the right pass, but Monero wasn't ready for it. Here comes Milligan. And kind of indecisive in transition, throws it back away. Now Brazil looking for a guard. Iago. Marquinhos looking to go at Reimer. It's a long 2. Milligan another rebound. Up to Peltier. Transition 3. Short. And it's becoming a bit of a track meet now. Benite behind the back. And he'll head to the free throw line. So he went for the Bob Cousy behind the back. And Leron Smith, no choice but to foul. Catches him on the wrist. The thing about that move is you keep the ball moving. Defender doesn't know where to swipe. Samuel and Nesbitt come back into the lineup. So Brazil continuing to find their groove, starting in the second quarter, now into the third. As Benite continues his hot shooting. Benite, who plays his game over for San Paulo Burgos, same place as Paul Zipser, the German used to play for the Chicago Bulls. So Spanish club has a couple of lights out shooters as Ronnie Smith gets the nice jump hook to drop his third field goal. Smith, who's played a lot of minutes here tonight as well. Currently 23 minutes out of a possible 26. Monero, patient finish. Able to elude Smith and also elude Jamal Samuel. Monero's first field goal, he's got 4 points. A nice crossover, Milligan. Goes right at Luzada and finishes at the rim. And they're gonna clean the floor, a bit of a wet spot. But hopefully that'll give us a chance to check out that last finish by Milligan. As Barbosa comes off the bench to replace Benite. That's not exactly weakening it. As you see there, that nice finish by Monero. Off the beautiful pass from Luzada, by the way, who's just been so impressive tonight. 10 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Here he is now, also playing with a different gear, just has a motor about him. Barbosa, tough runner, and the rebound put back once, twice, no good by Luz. Barbosa this time, he's short, but gets fouled by Smith. So once again, multiple opportunities at the basket for Brazil. First Luz, and then Smith, kind of with the follow through on the block attempt, lands on Barbosa. So Barbosa stays perfect at 5 for 5 from the free throw line. And he knocks down the second one as well. All right, Milligan looking to keep the Virgin Islands in it. As we get closer to the fourth quarter, Samuel the pick and pop. He'll take the long two. No good. And Monero elevates for the rebound and draws a foul. It's the last foul to give for the Islanders. And they'll be in the penalty the rest of the way, which means Brazil will get 2 free throws and any other fouls. You see that Monero just elevates above all the white jerseys to get the rebound. So Lozada still in. Here's Luz with Monero, Marquinhos, and Barbosa. And good denial by Milligan. Barbosa stays with it. Kick out. Lozada can't hit the corner 3. Nesbitt, nice rebound up to Leron Smith. And one. Great transition action there by the Virgin Islands, as they turn the long rebound into a quick layup and one. Nice pass there from Nesbitt. Up ahead, and Leron Smith able to finish through the contact. And completes a 3-point play the old-fashioned way. So a little bit of momentum there, much needed for the Virgin Islands. Barbosa, pump fake, the pass, and this time Monero can't finish. Barbosa really wanted that and one assist. See, I think that's Nesbitt, just a little bit too late on the help. Rafa Monero, 30-year-old, 6'10" power forward, knocks down the first free throw on this trip, making his 6th appearance for Brazilian's qualifiers. He's a Flamengo teammate of Verjao there in the headband. Also Marquinhos. So 3 veterans providing a lot of leadership, especially when you consider Iago and Luzada just 19. Also, Lucas Diaz, 23, who we saw briefly. Reimer drops the shoulder. Somehow finds Milligan, Giorgio Milligan. I'm not sure if that's an assist for Reimer. But Milligan now 18 points. Again, he's the type of, oh, nice backdoor cut. Luzada elevates and throws it down over Smith. Or should I say Smith is in the vicinity. But again, another nice play from the young Luzada as Samuel finally gets a long shot to fall. And you got to feel good for him. Jamal Samuel just 2 of 10 from the field. But he knocks down the 3. Marquinhos, can he answer? He gets fouled and 1. 3-pointer plus the foul. Bit of a dangerous play, but Marquinhos able to maintain focus and concentration with the defense closing out on him. And he lands right on the defender's foot. So Marquinhos able to draw the foul on Jamal Samuel, who knocks down the 3 on one end and then compounds that by potentially giving up a 4-point play on the other. And all of a sudden, Marquinhos, a chance now for his 16th point, despite only being 1 of 5 from 2. So he stays on 15. He's 3 of 3 from 3. He's also made 4 free throws. He's got 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals as Marquinhos. Here's Samuel, another 3. No good. Nesbitt keeps it alive. Oh, wow. And he takes out his own teammate, Smith. Oh, the extra pass. Barbosa spots up in the corner. In and out on the 3. Eight-second differential, game clock and shot clock, but a foul called. So shot clock will stay at 14. And Milligan, who in 28 minutes of play so far with 18 points and 9 rebounds plus 3 assists. So really doing everything he can to keep the Virgin Islands in it as Nesbitt heads back to the bench. So I guess we're now going to see Walter Hodge in today's game. Walter Hodge, the leading scorer, came in at 18 points per game in 8 games on 40% shooting. Hodge, again, the former Florida Gator. And Milligan knocks down the second free throw. So 20 seconds here, final possession most likely for Brazil. Peltier looking at pressure Luz. They find Luzada. Luz over to Barbosa, extra pass, Marquinhos. Oh, again, another and 1-3. And once again, Jamal Samuel commits the foul. That is not something you see every day. Somebody making 2 4-point plays in the same minute. Unbelievable. Samuel, who you got to appreciate the hustle, contested from far out. Marquinhos, though, can't be too happy getting clobbered on consecutive threes. This time, though, can he make it a 4-point play? He hasn't missed a 3 yet, but he's missed 3 free throws. And that's just basketball sometimes. But this time he actually does complete a 4-point play. So he could have had 8 points on 2 consecutive possessions, essentially, as Milligan will take his field goal percentage into consideration and not launch a desperate attempt. And at the end of the third quarter, Brazil now enjoying a sizable 20-point lead, 78-58 after 3 here in St. Thomas. Virgin Islands have a long mountain to climb here. Tall mountain to climb, long road. You know what I mean? So check out this promo.
FIBA Basketball World Cup is right here. You want it? Come and get it.
So if you're a basketball fan, you got to love the fact that Kobe Bryant is one of the global ambassadors for the FIBA World Cup in China next summer, or this summer, I should say. End of August and all pretty much of September, first 2 weeks of September. World Cup will be taking place in China. Yao Ming, the other global ambassador, as we take a look at some of the third quarter highlights. But once again, all these teams vying for a spot in that World Cup. Virgin Islands have been eliminated from contention. So there was the first and 1-3, and then here was the second and 1-3. So fourth quarter action underway as Milligan able to get it in just in time to Reimer. It's also Peltier, Gray, LaRon Smith, starting five back on the floor, and a foul will put Reimer on the free throw line, and actually instead of Jonathan Gray, Aubrey Daniel on the floor, number 8. See him there lining up in the free throw lane. So first free throw is good for Reimer. Reimer, who has played all over the world and played at UMass Amherst, was the 5th leading shot blocker and the Atlantic 10 Conference Defensive Player of the Year back in 2001. So a long career for Reimer, as Barbosa misses the layup, but he gets fouled and will head to the free throw line. And crashing into the boards. Oh yeah, Reimer really played it off there. Who? Me? Once again, Barbosa at the foul line. Stays perfect, 7-7. Brazilian fan enjoying this one so far. Enjoying the fact that Brazil have a +10 advantage on the rebounding end, and also 11 more assists in the Virgin Islands. And Barbosa, again, another free throw. So 8 of Barbosa's 15 points coming from the foul line. Here's Daniel and Peltier. Peltier gets a screen from Reimer, driving kick. Milligan for 3. No good. Peltier chases down the rebound. Will take the long 2 and knock it down. So Peltier, Milligan basically back and forth with the shooting. As Virgin Islands just wasn't able to get the production from Jamal Samuel tonight so far. It's 2 of 11. And Smith deflecting that one out of bounds. Here's Barbosa. Nice pass. Oh, what a block by Ronnie Smithers. Wow, Mineiro wasn't ready for that one. And Marquinhos again from 3. And of course he knocks it down. Marquinhos Sousa, 5 of 5 from beyond the arc. .22 points for him on the night. Peltier can't get the runner. Marquinhos Sousa, another rebound, his 9th. And he's really putting together one for the ages as Garcia missed the layup, but Rafa Minero almost had the putback. So Rafael will head back to the free throw line. He's 4-4 so far. Rafael Minero also at 7 rebounds. On the other end, LaRon Smith picks up his 4th personal foul. Marquinhos Sousa just cannot miss today. So 2 more free throws for Minera. The lead is up to 22. And another turnover. Barbosa to steal. The Brazilian blur. Chase down. LaRon Smith with the block again. And that's why he leads his team in blocks. Daniel. Ball goes inside of Smith. Can he do it on both ends? The kick out. Nice pump fake. Peltier. Leaning 3. Tough shot. And it goes out of bounds off of Reimer. But you got to applaud the hustle by LaRon Smith, as he didn't give up on the play and had the advantage of a guard going in for the poke away. So Barbosa had to go up. And then again, Smith times it perfectly and meets him at the rim. He's got 2 blocks and 3 steals in this game to go with his 5 rebounds and 6 points. He also has 4 fouls, so he's got to be careful. Here's Marquinhos. Garcia on the block against Daniel. Marquinhos spots up for 3. He missed. Unbelievable. Marquinhos misses a 3. 5 of 6 now from beyond the arc. Bill's got 22 points. Oh, Daniel looking to dance. He throws it away. Barbosa, another fast break. This time doesn't waste the opportunity. So Barbosa, just his 4th field goal. He's got 17 points. Oh, nice crossover by Milligan. Draws contact and 1. Tough bucket from Giorgio Milligan, who has just really shown an ability to put the ball in the basket. Check this out again. And Garcia is a strong dude, so that is a definition of a tough finish. And the crafty guard goes under the arm. And he completes a 3-point play again. And turnover, Milligan comes away with a steal. We'll give and go, backdoor cut. Oh, nice pass, LaRon Smith to his twin brother. The connection, the Smith connection. One of the plays of the night for the Virgin Islands. Good ball movement, and they get an uncontested layup. Here's Loose. Little pick and roll. Minero blocked again. This time it's Smith again. He runs the floor. And LaRon Smith. Oh, looked like he was about to pass it. Going for the alley. Oh, they went for the touch pass. Things getting a little bit sloppy now. It's been up and down, no timeouts. Guys are tired. And that's what happens when you're tired. You commit a foul, so that everyone can just relax for a second. So a couple substitutions. Joe Milligan is going to be playing in Venezuela for Guados. Here he is again. The lob. Smith goes and gets it. And can't get the jump hook, but oh, and then he falls hard. Gets back up, Leron Smith, the double clutch. And that is an active basketball player right there. Fell hard, got right back up, and then Barbosa with that awkward long first step. Once again, gets another basket. Here's Milligan, who played his high school ball at legendary Don Bosco Prep. And he gets called for the carry that time. Don Bosco Prep in New Jersey, where yours truly played high school ball as well, in the Maple League. A lot of great high school basketball players out of New Jersey. And Milligan very much in the mold of the Corey Fisher type. You ever had a chance to watch Corey Fisher play at Villanova? Here's Barbosa. The catch and shoot. Benite knocks down another three. And that pure shooting form pays dividends again. Benite now his third three-pointer, 17 points, 6 of 9 shooting overall for Vitor Benite. Also 5 assists. Quietly having a great game. And Islanders unable to respond. Oh, Samuel, who now Benite looks to attack on the other end, puts him in the pick and pop, and Milligan, another rebound, is 11. Milligan looking to go at Barbosa. He wants the one-on-one. Samuel, elbow jump shot, it's good for 2. So Samuel finding a little bit of a shooting touch here in the second half. Oh, between the legs pass from Iago. And the ball's going to stay with Brazil. So they might turn that one around. And the officials are going to discuss. We're going to have some mass substitutions. Checking in for the first time is Alexi Borges, a 23-year-old point guard getting his debut with the national team. An exciting moment for him. And Barbosa seems to be done for the night. Barbosa will end this game with 19 points on 5 of 11 shooting, 8 of 8 from the free throw line, and 3 assists. Meanwhile, Brazil will keep the ball. Everyone in the building thought it was going back over to the Islanders. And, of course, what happens? Benite knocks down a 3 to make it that much worse. 20 points now for Benite, who really makes this Brazilian team dangerous when they put out their best 5. Benite just 6'3", but from a skill set standpoint, an ideal shooting guard. Peltier, he'll take a 3 way off. And he also seems to have hurt his ankle. So we'll have a stoppage of play after Benite knocks down. Oh, he misses the 3 that time. And we'll see if they stop the play. Samuel actually gets an and 1. You can see the Brazilian players thought that the play was going to stop. But Samuel has one thing on his mind, and that's getting to the basket. Now's a chance for a 3-point play as and we just hope it's not an Achilles. And or maybe it might just be a cramp. So hopefully it's just a cramp for Devin Peltier, who does have 15 points on the night. Also 4 rebounds, knocking down 3 3-pointers. So Pelletier somewhat able to get up to his feet. Meanwhile, Samuel will be looking to get into double figures here. His first free throw attempt, the and one. So 3 minutes left here in the game. Brazil up 23. And Samuel completes a three-point play. So Virgin Islands looking to pressure a little bit now. Oh, nice move. The driving kick. And then a turnover. Milligan, another steal. Throws it up ahead to Nesbitt. Samuel spots up in the corner for three. No good. Nesbitt keeps the ball alive. And here's Gray, who hasn't played much in the second half. He can't hit the three. Iago Lozada, another three-pointer for really one of the brightest stars we've seen here in today's game. He got 15 points, but he's also been incredibly efficient. Oh, nice move. Milligan behind the back. Gets all the way to the rim again. Milligan is a bucket getter. Here's Iago. Pick and roll, execution perfectly, and Batista patiently lays it up and in. So Brazil close to the 100-point mark for the first time, or the second time. They got it over the Dominican Republic back in November. But also, here's Samuel, takes a bump, head to the free throw line. So if you're a Brazilian fan, you're happy to see how this game's going, because the last time that this team was out together, they lost by 30 in Sao Paulo at home to Canada, 94-67, so 27-point loss. But a lot of the players spoke of the embarrassment that caused, losing by that amount at home to another team in the Americas. Of course, Canada beat them by 8 back in Canada. So that game, a bit of an anomaly back in December. And this is the first game for these guys together since then. So they've wanted to get that bad taste out of their mouth. And they've played a relatively good game today. I mean, obviously, they're about to score 100 points, so you can't really say that they haven't. They took care of business. Samuel will check out of the game. Daniel back in. Samuel with 12 points now. But Brazil almost had 3 players with 20-plus points. Iago gets all the way to the basket and finally gets his first field goal to go with his 8 assists. The electrifying point guard, so speedy with the ball. And it's also the layup that leads him to get over the 100-point mark. So Brazil puts up 101 so far. Milligan the cut. And they're going to call it the foul on the floor, but Brazil in the bonus. So 2 free throws to come from Milligan. So Milligan will get a chance now for his 25th and 26th point. His high in the qualifiers is 26 against Venezuela. And he won't get that on this free throw trip. But he's also had 22, 19, and then 26 in his last 3 appearances. And also, this is his 3rd game with 20 and 10. And again, this is a 6'2" guard who's had 20 points and 10 rebounds on 3 separate occasions. New Jersey basketball at its finest. Here's, turnover there from Borges, but they throw it right back away. So Alexi making his first appearance. Obviously a little bit nervous there, the Brazilian uniform. Iago, Benite. Iago, shot clock winding down. He'll step into the three. And that's 2 in a row now for Iago. Nesbitt still looking for his first basket. He'll kick it out to Gray, and he answers with a 3 of his own. And it looks like Brazil will be content to just dribble out the clock the rest of the way. Nesbitt still applying the pressure. And we'll see if they decide to take a shot clock violation. Iago steps out of bounds to prevent the buzzer from sounding. Very considerate turnover. And then the two coaches shake hands at midcourt affectionately. And Gray will put up one last 3. No good. Iago the rebound. And at the end of this one, Brazil victorious 104-80 over the Virgin Islands here in St. Thomas. A very exciting game of basketball. Once again, 104-80, Brazil over the Virgin Islands. So Anderson Varejao, who didn't get to make it onto the court, but whose presence will always be a positive factor for this Brazilian side. And we saw a number of tremendous performances for Brazil. Most notably, Marquinhos Sousa. Well, Marquinhos, 22 points, 6 of 11 shooting, 5 of 5 from 3. Also had 9 rebounds and 2 steals. Leandro Barbosa, Brazilian Blur superstar, 19 points, 8 of 8 from the free throw line, 3 assists, 2 steals. Vitor Benite, 20 points on 7 of 12 shooting, 4 rebounds and 5 assists. And the guy that stood out the most for me, Didi Luzada, 15 points on 6 of 10 shooting, at 3 of 5 from 3, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, steal. That's just the way he moved around the court, looked really good. And Brazil shoots 45% overall from the field, 39% from 2, 56% from 3. Also, they make 23 free throws. Virgin Islands finishes with 8 three-pointers made. Brazil dominates the glass, plus 11, almost double up the assist total there, 27 to 13, or actually more than double. Did a great job sharing the ball. Saw a couple of great blocks from Laurent Smith for the Virgin Islands. Some highlight plays. They did have 18 turnovers, which proved quite costly to them. But we definitely want to shout out Giorgio Milligan. Look at that, 25 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists to lead all categories. Meanwhile, Rafa Mineiro off the bench, 10 rebounds. And Yoga Mateus, another one of those bright young stars for Brazil with 8 assists. Milligan also 3 steals, did have the 5 turnovers, but what do you expect given his usage rate? And Smith, those 3 blocks. And the 3 leading scorers for each side, Milligan, Peltier, and Samuel. And then Sousa, Benite, and Barbosa as we spoke. Brazil, 27 points off turnovers, just 10 for the Virgin Islands. And again, this game was close pretty much the entire first half. And it wasn't until kind of the last 3 minutes of the second quarter that Brazil had more than a 5-point lead. They went into halftime up 14, and then they just broke it on out ever since then. You see the standings there. Brazil officially qualified for the FIBA World Cup with this victory. They moved to 8 wins and 3 losses. And of course, they'll want to also defeat the Dominican Republic when they play. But congratulations to Brazil punching their ticket to the FIBA World Cup. So we'll check out the highlights. course. Those were the two real game-changing moments of the game. The back-to-back 4-point play opportunities leading to halftime. So thank you so much for tuning in to this broadcast. We'll leave you with a couple slow motion plays. Brazil once again punching their ticket to the FIBA World Cup here in St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you for much more FIBA World Cup action, qualifying action over the weekend. Have a great night. Be safe.